What's up, everybody? Y'all know what time it is. You already know what time it is, man. This is Wall Street 4 for 4, Philadelphia's #1 sports podcast. Where we're pro Philadelphia everything. Pro Philadelphia Phillies, pro Philadelphia Flyers, pro Philly Sixers, and definitely pro Philadelphia Eagles. I got the gang all here with me. My name is Chris. To the left of me, I got my man JD, lifelong friend. JD, what's going on with you, good brother?
What's up, man? Hope y'all had a good holiday.
Appreciate that, man. Hope you did too, man. How was your holidays, JD?
It was good, man. You know, sat around with the fam. Brother came up, me with the kids and the wife, so we're good.
No doubt, good stuff. I know, hey JD, you had a house full for Thanksgiving. Does everybody come over your house for Christmas, or how does that go?
Just a little closer, not the aunts and all that. You know, the cousins. Just keep it a little more closer. You know,
a little more intimate.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. I got you. That's good stuff, man. Family, friends. What more could you ask for, man? To the left of JD, I got my other lifelong friend, my man Woody Wood.
Yo, what up? See what up, Ron? Hey, man, the holidays were good to me, man. I had my wonderful daughter, my son. They came down and saw gifts under the Christmas tree. Felt really good to be the daddy, and just seeing like, hey, kids, not Santa Claus didn't just bring these gifts, mommy and daddy did. So just know Santa got you the stuff that's in the stocking. Me, mommy, and daddy, we got you the big toys. Santa ain't taking my shine.
Right. You didn't crush their Santa dreams, though.
No, they know. That's why I said Santa got the stuff that's in the stocking. He helped out. He's the one that makes sure you're naughty and nice and all that. But for the most part, Santa he takes a step back in the Woodruff household. So, but no, Ali got this nice little VTech watch, and Chase got his little Marvel action figures, and it was just a really nice time. I cooked breakfast, had the music, had the Christmas music playing. It was just a really good time. Big brother, Uncle Mark, came through, and his family, he got him the big monster trucks, and we was all racing the monster truck all through the house. So it was just fun, man. We had the classic Nintendo playing in the living room, playing Super Mario Brothers, and we just all had a big, nice time. Just all squad deep, just having a good old time. So, but this I think it's gonna be our last episode for the new year, right?
Yeah, possibly. I think you're right on the money with that. Well, yeah.
Episode 2018. So yeah, I'm excited to talk about this Eagles.
Ain't no question. Real quick, how is Mark doing, man? How's he doing? I haven't seen him.
Yeah, he's actually living in the suburbs of Baltimore. Like Leola, I think that's where he's living. So he's doing real well. We spent Thanksgiving down there at his spot, and he came up to he got family around here, so he shot through.
Okay,
gave everybody a hug and all that. So
solid. That's what's up, fellas. And of course, we missing this is Broad Street 4 for the aforementioned reasons, but we do have a fourth member of the team who's not here with us, so we're gonna give a shout out to our man.
Yeah, he's in Myrtle Beach, so he's doing his thing.
Yeah. Shout out to 2M's Money Mike McClellan.
Money Mike.
Yeah.
See, tell us about your holiday. Don't leave yourself out.
I'm glad you did, because I almost did, man. I had a wonderful time, man. With the family, man. We all went to my mom's house, and we kept it small, like Ron did too, man. My sister, my brother, my sister's daughter, my niece, and Cool Keith, my mom's husband. Y'all know Keith.
Mm-hmm.
That was it, man. It was real close. Yeah, the girls, my mom and my sister, man, they cooked the most marvelous. I should have recorded. They make it happen, man. I'm so blessed, man. They put on the food side of things. They put it down, man. Right. They really put it down, and my sister's husband came through a little bit later. We chilled, man. Had a good time. Talked. I played a couple games of chess. Got my butt kicked, but that's another story. And we chilled.
Great game. Chess is a great game.
Yeah, watched the movie, man, and we watched the movie, fell back, did the gift thing, and yeah, it was great, perfect. I couldn't ask for a better Christmas, man. Blessed by the best, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Speaking of blessed, we're blessed with the Eagles still being alive in the playoff hunt. Unfortunately, we need help, which I do not like. I hate when we have to rely on other teams, but we'll get into that. I don't want to jump the gun.
No, definitely, man. Go ahead, Wood, because you right on the money, man. We have the next game that we play against the Skins.
Mm-hmm.
I believe my man JD will make that game. So, do we know the scenario, fellas? A playoff, what needs to be done?
Yeah, we got to win. We have to beat Washington, and we need the Minnesota Vikings to lose.
Yeah. And there's nothing else. If we win and the Vikings win, we're still out of it, right?
We're done. Yeah, we're done.
Yeah. Ooh.
Which I think is going to happen. I don't know. Maybe Ron, you might disagree with me, or Chris, you might disagree with me, but I don't think the Bears are going to lose. I think the Bears are going to beat the Vikings.
No, I think they're
going to... No, I'm sorry. I think the Vikings are going to win. Sorry, that's what I mean.
Oh.
That's what I'm go ahead.
And I was going to say, I think the Bears could win. I don't know if they're playing for positioning like that, and I don't know if they're playing their starters. I don't know that aspect of the game, but
yeah, I was talking to a couple of my coworkers, and they were saying that the Bears are playing for something. I think they're playing for home field or something. So that they're not going to like sit their starters. They're not going to treat it like a preseason game. So I guess man, that does give me hope. But I don't know. I know the Vikings are coming off a win against the Dolphins. I know the Dolphins aren't that good, but I just feel like they also combine that with the fact they're coming off of a win and they're going to be at home. I don't know. I still don't think the Bears are going. I feel like the Bears will play real hard in the first half, and if they're like, and then the second half, they might sit their starters or something. And I don't know.
I thought the Bears were home.
No, I think the Vikings are home.
No, the Vikings are home.
Yeah, the Vikings are home.
Oh,
so it's a lot of things going against us, and I'm gonna stay positive. Hope beyond hope. I like it better when we need a team to win for us to get in.
Right. Good point. Good point. Right.
I wish I have a better. I think there's a better chance of the Bears winning. To be honest. I mean, God, I keep messing up. I think there's a better chance in this situation that the Vikings will win. Is what I'm trying to say.
Right. Well, let's be. We already 100% Eagles fans. Let's be 100%. Let's hope the Grizzlies can attack that cold.
Yeah, be like the Bears. I'll be like Bill Swartzky, yo. Right. I'm be screaming. I'm be like the biggest Bears fan you ever see.
Right. Hey JD, give me what you like about this game, what you don't like, what you see happening. With break it down to me, brother. You already know the deal.
Oh, we still talking about Bears Vikings? Yeah. Well, I don't trust Cousins. I think Cousins is going to blow this thing, man.
Yeah.
Who the hell trusts Cousins in a pressure situation? I think he's proven what he is. I think as long as the Bears come out there flying like they've been, I think they can pull this off.
So you think it's looking good for us then?
Yeah, I do.
I think we'll handle the Redskins.
You would put your money on the Skins?
No, I said I think we'll handle the Redskins. So you have a good feeling about us getting in.
Yeah,
you don't have a good feeling.
He has a good feeling about us against the Skins, but not
us getting in. He said,
right. I feel like we'll beat the Redskins, but the Vikings will beat the Bears. That's what
I can see that happening. The messed up thing is both games are at 4:25. So we won't even know.
Right.
What the hell's going on? We'll be switching back and forth. I'll be at the game. I'll be looking at my cell phone the whole time, trying to figure this shit out. What's going on? I'm sure they'll be showing this stuff. Well, it's not in Philly. If it was in Philly, they'd be showing the Vikings score up on the thing. Giving you updates all the time.
Oh, you said because you're going to the game, right? You said that because you're going to the game, right? Yeah. Right. JD's going to the game, of course. the Skins game. We'll be me and Wood be watching the ticker at the bottom of our screen. So
yep.
So we'll be knowing what's going on. But
the fact that the room is going to the game is confirmation that the Eagles are going to win. So if you got Broad Street 4 for 4 member live and direct in the place, man, we good. We straight.
Ain't no question. We technically got the home field advantage, and you know what us Phillies fans do anyway. We travel anyway. So with the addition of a Broad Street 4 for 4 member.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
It's in the bag.
Forget about it. This guy tried to have a I ain't gonna get
it. But you know what though? Let's talk about the game that just occurred. The one.
Oh, you want to talk about the
Texans,
NFC Player of the Week?
Yeah, talk about Nicky Foles, what they call him, Big D Nick.
Oh man, I ain't
putting down Big Balls Nick. All right, Big Hone is Nick. How about that?
I never forget. I saw some of my homeboys on videos doing that. I was like, man, you're crazy. You never catch me saying that.
Yeah. I
Nick out there throwing. What do you have? Four what?
It was amazing.
470 something. 474.
471.
471.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. You know what? I believe in Nick, man. I definitely believe in Nick. Not only has he, like Ron said last week when he's been in Philly, he's produced. But I mean, obviously with last year and then again this year, he's shown that he can play. And not only that, he's proven that he can play in the biggest of moments. And he's come through for us continuously, and I think he will again this week. But last week against the Rams, man, big time stuff, man. He played big. But one of y'all go ahead and give me your breakdown of the game.
I was just going to say, I just love the pass distribution, how he got all different individuals involved. Like with the wide receiver, and Jeffrey had another big game. Zach Ertz had a solid game. Darren Sproles. I like the even distribution across all positions. I love that. I love it. And having Darren Sproles healthy is a plus. Like he's such a versatile player. Josh Adams he's showing to get some good yards, and Smallwood, and just I'm just excited that the team is starting to come together. So it's unfortunate that it took so long, and it might be a little too late. Specifically looking at the Titans game and the Panthers game with extreme frustration, as shoulda, coulda, we could have had those kind of things. So we have ourselves to blame in this situation, because we won those 2 games. We wouldn't even be talking about help. We'd probably be in the driver's seat.
Right.
But just focusing specifically on that game and that performance against the Texans, I think a lot of people penciled us in to lose to the Rams and the Texans, and the fact that we knocked those heavy hitters out, and won decisively, showing like, hey, we are still one of the elite teams in the league, even though we didn't show it in the beginning. We're showing it now, and it was just impressive. And I love that Nick Foles has a lot of poise. He brings a lot of confidence to the offense. And again, when that offense stays on the field, it's a chain reaction. You have a fresh defense. You have a defense that can, not feel like that the whole game is hanging at the balance, and it's up to them to produce. It's good when an offense can maintain a drive. So we saw that again against the Texans, and I believe that we will see it again in Washington.
Yeah, definitely. What you got, JD? Definitely good stuff. What?
Yeah, I like the pass distribution by Foles. He spread it around. Aguilar had a huge game. I think that was definitely. I enjoyed seeing that.
That bomb was amazing.
I think he had 5 for 116. Ertz got his catches, but at least other people were involved. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't that bad. Because like I said before, Ertz is the best receiver on the team, regardless. So I would expect him to get more targets, Well, he shouldn't get all of the targets. Where it seemed like before he was getting like 15 and everybody else was getting like 3 or something. Like, that's too much. But when you got other guys getting 7 or 8 targets, and then Ertz is getting 15, that's more of you spreading the ball around.
Man, I love the shots. He just takes shots. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna throw it deep to Aguilar.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna just. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna assume or maybe not do it because the separation isn't there. I'm just gonna do it, and I love that. Foles put a perfect ball right to Aguilar.
Yeah. Trust your arm and trust your guys.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do. I think it was good to see Sproles out there. Hopefully that wasn't his last game. I know a couple weeks back I was kind of, wanting Sproles,
so.
not what's his name, but I just don't want Sproles to go out. I think he is. If he does make this like his last season, I think he went out on a high note with these last games. Like, I think if we didn't have him out there, I don't think we'd win these games, man. He played such a crucial part, man.
Hey, Ron. Let me jump in. Agreed. I mean, outside of Nick Foles playing absolutely lights out, one of the reasons why Nick Foles can play lights out is because he has a weapon like Sproles. I mean, these last few games, I can't emphasize how important Sproles been on 3rd and shorts and things like that, or even 3rd and 7s where he's caught the ball and had to pick up at 3 yards and had to pick up an extra 4 and has made a quick move, and it's helped continue drives and keep the change moving. And not taking anything from Carson, but he didn't have that. He didn't have that all year. He didn't have a number 1 back. Adams, even though these last couple games haven't been great, but at least a number 1 back, so to speak, or whatever. Not taking anything away from Foles, but from once, excuse me, but Foles has had that advantage. But yeah, Sproles has been huge, and
I've been calling him MVP 43 since he was on the team. Man, I love him. I think everybody loved Darren. What's not to like about him? He's so versatile. He can just catch a receiver, running back, punt returner. I don't know why they don't put him against a kick return, but I don't know, maybe that's overkill. But he's the man.
And he looks fresh. I mean, he looked like he could play next season. He looks fresh. Like, that's sitting there, him some good.
That one touchdown was amazing where he broke it. I didn't think he was going to get the touchdown, but he broke free and did that spin move.
Almost playing with the defender a little bit. And he just got a step on it, that's beautiful, man. And that bodes well for us if we do make the playoffs. Right. We have this thing. So
the Bears. Don't forget the Bears. I might be just saying that throughout the whole episode, yo.
You just need them, man. Hopefully they lead as starters in the whole game, man, and we could, I don't know. It's up in the air. It's messed up when it's not in your hands, so you got to rely on another team to knock another team off. It's like, you don't feel as confident. I mean, we feel confident that we'll beat the Skins, but then, I mean, what kind of letdown would it be if we beat them and then Minnesota just,
That'll be gut-wrenching, heart-wrenching.
Yeah, it will.
Can I pose a question to you, brothers? Can I pose a question? I want to know how y'all feel. I remember beginning of the season, I was like a big Nick Foles fan and talking about all that. And, don't get me wrong. I feel like the games that Carson Wentz came in, he still performed well statistically. Unfortunately, there were a lot of games that we didn't win. I'm a Nick Foles fan, and I know there's a lot of talk about him maybe going to another team once this season is over. And my question to you is, would you consider getting rid of Carson Wentz or demoting Carson Wentz if the following happens? Eagles get into the playoffs. Eagles advance to the Super Bowl. Eagles win the Super Bowl. Nick Foles MVP.
Yeah, I wouldn't care if Nick Foles was the MVP or not. If they get there and win it, see you, Carson. I think I said that in our first episode. I said if he wins the whole thing again, you get rid of Carson. I don't care how good you think this guy is. If a guy wins 2 bowls, man, I think you got to ride with him.
I said the same thing. I'm glad you're in agreement with me. I thought you were going to fight me.
I think if you go back to the first show, I said that same scenario. If he just rides it out and he wins the thing, you got to ride. Hold on.
Let me because I want to add on something. Make sure we have all of our facts straight. Because Foles is only 4 years older than Wentz. So I read talk to a lot of people, read some articles here and there. Wentz is the future of the franchise. He's younger. I mean, I don't know. 4 years, I don't feel like that's that much older. I don't think that's that much of a factor. So, Chris, what's your thoughts? If the Eagles somehow miraculously get to the bowl and win, and Foles is the second-time MVP?
Great question. Foles, build him another statue, right? But healthy Carson Wentz... Carson Wentz is our future quarterback, and he is that. Because let me tell you why. Let me tell you why.
Please.
Because what have we yearned in this city so long? What have we coveted the most that we obviously got last year? That was the Super Bowl.
Right.
If Nick wins us another one, great. We'll have 2 back-to-back. Great. But Nick, you served your purpose. Well, thank you, Nick. But guess what? Carson is still the future of this franchise. He's the future.
That's crazy. That's so messed up.
Let me just make my third point. Okay. And it's because I believe Carson is an overall better quarterback. He is slightly younger. 4 years is not that big of a difference, but at the quarterback spot, it can be. But I think Carson Wentz can just sustain a season of high-level play longer than Nick Foles. Remember, we haven't seen Nick sustain something besides the 27-2. Besides that season where he did nothing once he got into the big games. I believe Carson Wentz can, when healthy, sustain an entire season. Remember, last year, Carson Wentz, hands down, is the MVP of the league. We're the best team in the league. And I think he would have did exactly what Nick Foles did. But unfortunately, he got hurt. But fortunately enough for us, we did have Nick. But I'm just to end it up and stop talking. I'm Carson Wentz, man. I'm a huge Carson.
All right. Let me give you. Oh, I know. Okay, I appreciate it. Very well said. Let me give you a more realistic scenario. Okay, it's not unrealistic to see a situation where the Eagles still get into the playoffs with the help of the Minnesota Vikings losing. But let's say the Eagles lose the first game in the playoffs. Okay, Foles plays very well over. Let me just throw some out. 300 some yards passing, 2 touchdowns, maybe 1 interception. Okay, and he's not the reason why the Eagles lost. Maybe it was just a better team, took us out. It was a close game. Came down to the last. We unfortunately just didn't pull it out. Do you think there's validation in Nick Foles being the starter, get rid of Wentz, or is that more like, all right, thanks, Nick Foles, you're probably gonna go off to another team, or maybe try to sign him and to be a high-paid backup again? Like, what do you think? What happened?
If we go to the playoffs but lose first round,
right? But Nick plays well.
Nah, you still go with Carson.
Okay.
You not only do you go with Carson, Nick. It's no guarantee. Nick, if we lose first round, it's no guarantee another team picks up Nick. Remember, he had all year last year to get signed. The question is, what's his market value? Teams don't know if he's quite a franchise quarterback yet, and that's why he had every opportunity to go. Teams couldn't figure out what do we bring in Nick for a year and then have a quarterback under him. Him groom is or is he the future of our team? They kind of decide that, and that's why he didn't get signed to another team. So the jury's still out on whether Nick can be that franchise.
I got you. Yeah, let me still test my limits with you guys. Let me still test my limits. Eagles get in, win the first round, win what would that be? The second round?
Yeah,
because we would be a wild card. So then we win the second round. get to the NFC Championship with Nick Foles. Nick Foles plays well the first 2 games of the playoffs, the 2 for round 1, the wild card round, and then the divisional round. Now we're in the NFC Championship visitor because we're not going to host a game. We're playing, let's say, the Saints in New Orleans, and we come up short. So we make it to the NFC Championship, ride Nick Foles, and lose. How do you still feel?
Let me just jump in, JD, real short, and then you go. Same thing. I think not only just what I said last thing. We still go with Carson. Nick likes it here. He may just stay here as a backup. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I don't think he minds the position that role. But go ahead, JD.
Okay.
No, I think Nick leaves for some money. He's a free agent, right?
That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
Yeah, he's got to be. I know last offseason he wasn't, but this one, I believe he is. So I think he leaves for some money this year. He'd be a fool not to cash it.
And you be all right with that.
Somebody's going to pay him. When you got teams like Jacksonville out there,
yeah,
they'll pay that guy $25 million a year. You give him like a 2-year deal. Like, there's no way. It's too many teams that's like, it's like that in a position that just needs a QB, and then something might, you know what I'm saying? They have other pieces. They just a QB away. Like, they might make that move, man.
I'm feeling right now that I would like Nick Foles behind center, but I'm thinking that, and I'm like, maybe I'm getting caught up into the hype. But if we make it to the NFC Championship or better with Foles playing well, like he's played to the point where he got the NFC East Player of the Week, I want Carson Wentz traded or demoted for a first round pick. I want Carson. I don't want to hear this Carson Wentz talk. I want Carson Wentz to be our backup quarterback.
I don't think
but if he's not going to take a backup role, I want him traded for like a number 1 draft pick.
I think they wouldn't even come to that decision. I think if they decide to go forward with Nick, I think they just trade him in the offseason because I think you still get 2, maybe even 3 number 1s for Carson. Like if you make him your backup, then you diminish his trade value.
Yeah.
So you never put him in that role. Like you just wait till the offseason and say, all right, we go find out who wants Carson Wentz. And you getting 2 to 3. It probably, for me, I would say 3 number 1s is my starting point. Yeah, like, you better come up at least that.
And for Carson, teams probably would come similar to that.
What did they give Khalil Mack? What did Oakland get? 2 number 1s?
Mm.
I think they got 2 number 1s or something. And a quarterback is a bigger impact player than a DN.
Mm-hmm.
I could clearly see him getting 3 number 1s, but I don't think you ever put Carson as a backup. I think if you come to that decision, you just say, all right, we're going with Nick, with Carson. All right, we're going to trade you. Like, no way we having you as a backup. I don't think that works. But I don't think we get to that situation. Unless Nick wins a bowl. If Nick wins another bowl, I'd be perfectly fine with moving on from Carson.
I would,
because I think Nick proved what he can do in Doug's system. Yeah. Like, we could say, all right, Wentz is the better quarterback, but guess what? With Foles and the combination of Foles and Peterson, the way he calls a game with Foles back there, for some reason, magic just happens, and they're more productive. So I have no problem with doing that move.
They're more productive in a 4-game stretch or 5-game stretch. They're more productive. I have the jury's yet to see if he can do it for 16 and then 3 more. That's my only argument.
Yeah, but they're both injury prone because I know Nick Foles has had his injury problems. So
yeah, and I wouldn't be over the top. You know what? I really, if I can say this on air, I really wouldn't give a because you know what, we got 2 championships. So to be honest with you, they could start Joe Blow from Home Depot back there next year. I'll be okay with it.
Because my point is, if Nick wins 2, what's the likelihood that Carson wins 2?
I think Carson, if he gets healthy next year and he has a long career, I think he has the ability with Doug, Carson, Fletcher Cox, and that core, Zach Ertz, that core. I think Carson Wentz can win with Brady on his way out, Aaron Rodgers older. I think Carson Wentz is almost I think he gets a Super Bowl. I think there's only
kind of likelihood that he wins 2. Well, it even matches Foles. I mean, you got Rodgers, and everybody thought after his 3rd year he wins a bowl. This guy hasn't even been back. Yeah, so I mean, just because somebody has the talent doesn't mean that they're going to actually get it done. I don't think Rodgers is ever getting back to a Super Bowl. I don't even think he's getting back to an NFC Championship. And my point is, if Foles actually won 2, I think that says something.
Heck yeah.
Rather than some guy just off potential, we're saying, all right, he went 11-2 one year, but then he's always been hurt every year since he's been in college. He's always hurt. I mean, potential is nothing, man. That's just my personal view on that. And I'm a Carson Wentz fan, but if that guy wins 2, I'm riding with Nick. I'm telling you that now. The hell with Carson. I don't give a damn about his potential.
So you pose that question to say, Nick won 2. What are the chances of Carson winning 2? So why keep Carson? So you're saying Nick is probably going to win more Super Bowls after this too?
No, maybe one more. Maybe one more, but I don't think Carson ever matches the 2 if Nick wins 2.
Do you think
I'm just looking at the likelihood of the Eagles getting 4 bowls.
So who do you think, if Nick wins this Super Bowl, who do you think wins us another Super Bowl?
Probably Nick and Peterson. The combination of Nick and Doug. That's who I'm riding with.
I can stand on that, but if you're just saying matching 2, that's nothing. I can't stand on that. But if you're saying you still think Nick and Peterson had the better chance, then okay, I can't be mad at you. But me, Carson. But hey, we're almost ready to turn this into a Nick or Carson show, man. Those are some heavy questions, man. Those are heavy hitting questions, man.
Hey, man, I know it's going to be a good one. It was spark some healthy debate.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, good stuff, fellas. Do we get a chance to talk about the Skins game yet? Or
we ready to jump into it right now.
Let's do
it. Go ahead, JD, man. You'll be at the game, so I
was just about to say he should start it off.
Yeah, I mean the Skins got who? Josh Johnson starting. That should say it all right there. If the Birds don't pull this one out,
let me just give a fun fact. Johnson, prior to this season, was an intern and accounts receivable for a small company in the Midwest last year. But go ahead, JJ.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, we're going against them. I mean, they're still banged up offensive line. We should light them up, man. I think we're really in a groove, and I think they really finally got focused, man. And I think they see this goal. They see it's obtainable. I see the Redskins just, it's just going to be players out there, man. They know their season's over. They have nothing to play for. Sometimes you'll get division rivals trying to play spoiler or something, but I don't see it in this case because I see even if they were at full strength, I think we're the better team with whoever at quarterback, Wentz or Foles. I think we're clearly the better team, and I think it'll show. Eagles by 13 points. That's what I'm looking at. That's what I believe. I don't think this game will be close. Maybe second half, it might get a little close or something. Some fluke play. You know what I'm saying? We getting that dumb. Yeah. What's the? Why can't I remember this guy? Schwartz, dumb prevent D. You know.
Right.
They make the score look more respectable than what it really was.
Right.
But yeah, that's just mine. I think our D-line, has been playing big time. Schwartz sticks with that same game plan with the blitz and stuff. The only thing I hope is like we contain. I don't think that guy could scramble like Watson, but I thought we lost contain a lot. But Watson's a dynamic player, so that's a given. I doubt Johnson will do that. But sometimes you just got to stay in your rush lanes and contain a quarterback in the pocket when you know they're a scrambler. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on the game. What you think?
What you got? What?
Well, I'm looking for Fletcher Cox to have a big game. I'm looking for him to really rip up that offensive line interior and be able to get to this cat that was interning at this Midwest company last year. I'm looking for him to get tore up. So I'm looking for the defense to just be like lions who haven't eaten in 2 or 3 days, and they finally got let out the cage, and because they're just ready to attack. So I think we're going to see him hitting the deck a lot. Maybe not even a lot of sacks, but it's going to be a lot of hurries. A lot of knockdowns. I could see a lot of incomplete passes. I wouldn't even be surprised if he might not make it out the first half. They might be bringing in another quarterback to start the second half because that guy. Who's the first guy again? Johnson. What's his name?
Johnson.
I could see him just not being productive to the point where the coach is going to pull him. Maybe even throw a few interceptions. But Reed not being in, and I think he's number 86 for the Redskins. Yeah, he's out. He's injured, so that's a good thing for us. I'm looking for the three-headed monster. Smallwood, Adams, and Sproles to continue to produce as a unit, specifically Sproles, and I'm looking for Foles to continue his consistent play since he's been at center, behind center, and I'm excited, man. To get this W because we have to take care of business. This is, again, I've been saying it since the Rams, like these games we have to win, and then they've been winning. So, and it's been very impressive, and I've been very proud of them. I was hoping there was some other things fall in line where the Eagles would just have to win out and get in, but unfortunately that did not transpire. So again, I know we talked about it earlier in the episode, but I'm reiterating the fact that having to rely on another team is the worst. So we're having to rely on help in order to get into the big dance. It's very frustrating, but it's our fault, and we just got to deal with it, not linger, not dwell on it like I'm dwelling on it. So just know they can only control what they can control, and that's beating that team in Washington. And you know how we've been watching, again, you and I, all three of us, we've been watching these Eagles since the mid-'80s, you know what I'm saying? And we always know whenever the Eagles and Redskins play, it don't matter how good or how bad they are, they always play each other close. It's very rare that you see them blow each other out. Like it's this division rivalry. They're going to be playing hard. We all remember the body bag game. I think it was like a Monday night game. That was, there's always the 1 or 2 games at times where, we blow out the opponent. But it's just, when you got them divisional games, or, Eagles, Cowgirls, Eagles, Redskins, Eagles, Giants, whatever, even back when the Cardinals were in our division, it was like always a tough matchup. So I'm looking for a close game. I know the Eagles are going to win, but I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I would love a blowout. It would be not refreshing. I would love the Eagles to have this game well in hand by halftime so I can sit back and relax and watch my phone and hope that the Bears will be smashing the Vikings. But I got a feeling this game won't be decided until the fourth quarter. So even though just to kind of, not so I'm not contradicting myself, even though I know we'll be able to get to the Redskins quarterback, I still feel like they might still be able to get points on the board. It might be low scoring. Might be able to get in field goal range. I feel like I'm thinking like a 17-13 type game.
Damn,
I don't
think it's going to be that close?
Yeah, again, not a lot of production from the wide receivers, but Adrian Peterson is still a very productive running back. So I can still see them ripping us from that standpoint, maybe hitting some creases, Peterson being productive, because we've never really been able to stop really good running backs all year. Saquon Barkley's pops in my mind, and like when they what's the other with Gurley? Did we put a smash on Gurley? I think he still was able to get some yards, but for the most part, I think the Redskins will still be able to manage drives and get in the field goal range. And maybe be 16-13. Maybe all the points will come by field goals. But I just don't know. I don't know. I'm confident that we'll be able to rip their quarterback apart.
Yeah. For me, fellas, I think I'm glad both of you guys touched on it. But yeah, obviously a divisional game, so you don't always know how those games will play out. But Rome made a good point too, and what I like in this game, however, we are clearly the better team, and I think we're playing well right now. We're playing at an extremely high level. I think we carry this over down in Maryland to play the Skins, and I think we beat them. I think we outright beat them, and also they're decimated. Third string quarterback, the guy's showing some ability, but let's be honest, this guy, we should beat the Skins, and I think we will. We'll beat them handily, and I don't think it'll be a close game. I think third quarter we wrap this thing up, and hopefully we're laughing and joking that whole fourth.
I like that.
That whole fourth quarter, and I think we get off to a quick start, man, and really put our foot on our neck.
Foot on their neck. I got you.
Yeah, our foot on their neck. So, for those three reasons, I know it is a divisional game, and those games are toss-ups no matter the circumstances, but they're decimated. And we're the better team. We're playing well. I think we carry that over. And also, this is our Eagles fans travel well, so it's not. You'll hear that. You'll see some Kelly Green down here in Maryland, of course. On Broad Street 444 members be down there, but I think we beat these guys. I think we beat them decisively. I think third quarter third quarter we stick the nail in the coffin. And
that was good to me. I like your. Yeah. I like the way it's gonna go out with the way you describe it.
Yeah. I think our defense makes some plays. This guy's going to throw at least 2 picks. I bet we could bet that right now. This guy throws 2 picks. Prior to his accounting job, he was automotive. He worked part time at an auto shop too. So but I'm happy for it. He's in the league now. But this guy. So
hey, don't be my boy Carter though. Carter for the Texans. He had a few catches. I was like, okay, Carter.
He played well, and then they had a wide receiver injury, so they need him to do more. But it's the end of the season, so But I'm happy for Carter too. That was good stuff. Yeah. So, I think we win, fellas. You know what I mean? I think we win, and like you said, man, it'll be a matter of us getting in with the help of the Chicago Bears. So
help us out, Bears. Help us out, Bears. Stop, Bears. Oh, Bears. So we should roll right into the pick six because I want to discuss some records and who did well last week and I think Rome. Are you ready?
Yeah, I think it's about that time. What?
Chris, are you ready?
I was born ready.
Broad Street 444, pick six. So listen, so going back to week 16, Jerome Dooley came out on top, 5-2, and Chris and Woody tied at 4-3. with Mike McCline struggling. He struggled with 2-5, so he was at the bottom for that week. Yeah, it's actually looking pretty tight.
Have we had a record that bad this year?
I don't know. I was looking though because I feel like I had some stinkers. Let me see. Let me go back in the books and see if I had some stinkers.
Well, you know what? It wouldn't have been that bad because we got the extra game. But I don't know if we ever had somebody.
I went 2-4. I went 2-4. I went 2-4 in week 9.
I know that tie week. I think that was week 2 when we all got a tie. We had some 2.
I hated that. That made me so mad.
Yeah.
I went 2-4 in week 6. Yeah, I had some stinkers. So I know how the brother feels. My heart goes out to you, Mike.
Yeah.
So, but saying all that, so the overall breaks down like this. Collazo still had number 1, 61, 36-1. Jerome right behind him, 58, 39-1. Hopefully, you never know what happens this last week. We'll see. And Mike bringing up third place, 55, 42-1, and James Woodard, 52, 45-1. I'm well established to the point where I'm confident that I will not go under 500. So I'm fine with that. I'm going to have more wins than losses. So I'm already pretty much have that solidified. So so going into week 17, I'm gonna hand it off to you, Ron.
All right, first game, the biggest game of the week. Philly 8-7 at Washington 7-8.
Who's gonna say Mike? You want me to say Mike's? Because we already have Mike's.
Yeah, you'll say Mike's. Well, I think obviously we'll all be in agreement here. Yeah. You know, I'm not going to waste our time because we're trying to get this done. Philadelphia Eagles.
Philly across the board. All 4 of us picked Philly.
All right, next game, Chicago 11-4 at Minnesota 8-6-1.
I just got to go. Yeah, I'm Chicago because I want them to win, and you know I think that it's a tough game, divisional game, but Chicago because I want them to kick the sugar honey rice stick out of the Vikings. So yeah, Chicago.
Well, I have trepidation on this one. Go ahead, Ron.
Oh, Chicago.
Well, yeah, we all picked Chicago, and let's have trepidation because I kind of feel like I think that the Vikings will win, but I'm hoping and praying that the Chicago Bears will be victorious.
I think we all have trepidation.
I can see Minnesota winning this crap.
Yeah, but the Bears are going to do their thing. Man.
Don't let us down. Us down.
Yeah.
All right, this game I think we're not going to agree on. Cleveland 7-7-1. A hell of a season for Cleveland, who had 1 win over the past 2 to pull out 7. Pretty good. At Baltimore 9-6.
And let me just say this: these last couple of weeks, I'm not gonna say that. I ain't gonna say that, man. I've been having some bad weeks, but I've been playing. Who's this right here?
Cleveland at Baltimore.
Cleveland at Baltimore.
I'm going Baltimore, just for the sake of going with Baltimore. I'm going with Baltimore.
Yeah, I got Baltimore. I hope they wrap up that division. What's the
quarterbacks that have been playing for Baltimore? Is he still playing? What's the guy's name?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Bernie Kosar?
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson.
Jim Jackson. Yeah, Jackson. So
they just got a hell of a defense, man. So they pull it out. Yeah.
Mike is the only one that picked a different team. He played Cleveland. The rest of us picked Baltimore.
Okay. I thought he did.
He went with the Browns. All
right, so you went with Cleveland.
Yeah.
Okay, next game. The Colts 9-6 at the Titans.
Oh, no. Just to verify. Mike went with Cleveland. I'm going with Baltimore.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay, yeah, I was just about to make sure.
Mike was the only one that chose Cleveland.
Right.
Colts 9-6 at the Titans 9-6.
I could give 2 flying whatever's who wins this game. For the sake of our pick 6, give me Tennessee.
Give me the Colts.
And Mike picked the Colts, And I picked the Titans.
Okay. That sounds good. All right, Chargers 11-4 at Denver 6-9. I told you it's some bad games this week. It's really only three good.
You did warn us.
It's really only three good games. Well, for the Colts and Titans, that would be a pretty good game. I wouldn't watch it, but
right. I mean, it's like
they're two playoff teams, really. So, they're both fighting for the playoffs.
Right.
But this Chargers at Broncos. Yeah, I think we're all in agreement. But
yeah, Chargers.
Me, Chargers. What?
Yeah, Mike picked the Chargers. Now, this is my attempt to try to take Mike out of the third spot. So I started picking the opposite team that he picked. So I went with the Denver Broncos. So I'm hoping. Does John Elway still play for the Broncos?
I think he is suiting up this week, man. The old number 7.
Come on.
He's coming out.
Hey, John Elway, I need your help, brother.
I think he keeps a jersey in that VIP executive box with him because I think he's still going to have that on for life. But
I think Terrell Davis and Shannon Sharp will play. Help me out a little bit, try to get this win.
Yeah, and that's what I wanted to mention though. Not to be but these last couple weeks I've been taking chances because I've been in. Not to harp, I've been in the league, but I've been taking some. So about these last 3 to 4 weeks, I kind of been playing with some picks and stuff like that. But that's my ego.
When you're in your league, you have that luxury. When you're in the league,
yeah, kind of, sort of. But it's it's difficult too because you don't want to get too carried away. Rome's
right on your heels, yo.
But
it's over.
Never know.
No, because we only picked one game.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
I could have been a snake and just picked everything wrong when it wanted, for the rest of the 3 to 4 weeks ago. But
that wouldn't have been fun.
Nah, come on. This Broad Street 4-4. This is what we do. We all got winning records. This is what we do. Next year it'll be different. You know what I mean? So it's nothing.
So yes. So yeah, I gave you everybody, right, Ron? Yeah, everybody went with the Chargers except me. I went with the Broncos.
All right. Last game, Cincinnati 6-9 at Pittsburgh 8-6-2. I think we're all in agreement here, also. But
what would have been, but out of necessity, I went with the Bengals.
Man, you ready to go under 500, man?
I made a call to Boomer and Size. No, it's impossible. I'm not going to go into 500.
How many games over 500 are you?
I am. 6 games. I'm 6 games.
Okay.
I'm good.
You're in the clear. All right, you're in the clear.
Yeah, exactly. I called Boomer Size, Nicky Woods, James Brooks. Well, I call and say, hey guys, you feel like playing Sunday? Helping me out. I know you're old. I know you're a little long in the tooth, but I think you can help me a little bit.
I don't know, Icky, in that last commercial, he was pretty funny, man. But I don't know if he still got it, man. That shuffle the shuffle wasn't quite the shuffle.
Yeah, he's a big one. He's a big one now. Yeah.
Funny commercial, but I was. Pittsburgh needs help. I don't. If I'm not mistaken, they need help. They don't control the whole destiny. So I think a couple things have to go right for Pittsburgh, but they have something to play for. They're the better team. They'll win if Cincinnati pulls it out.
And that's another thing. Like, don't get this is a divisional rival. Remember we just talked about division rivalries.
Yeah, and
I think they might be out if Baltimore wins.
Yeah, it's something like that. If another team wins, they can't get in. They don't control their own destiny.
Yeah, because I think Baltimore will win that division, and the Chargers are already in, and then the winner of the Colts Titans one would be in also, because they would have 10 wins. So that would be a wrap for them.
They need a lot of help. That's what I'm saying. It's not just one game. They need a few things to go right.
They need all the stars to align.
Good, because I don't like them.
Exactly.
The solar eclipse to take place, and
right, a blue moon and everything else. But I'm still going to take Pittsburgh. The only thing about Cincinnati I like was the old show they had, Cincinnati in Ohio, and I wasn't the biggest fan of that.
What, WKRP in Cincinnati?
Yeah, about two episodes I saw back in the 80s that I liked.
WKRP in Cincinnati.
Right. I do like Marvin Lewis though, but yeah, I'm taking Pittsburgh. I got a couple homies in Cincinnati, so I ain't going to LA.
Give me Pittsburgh. All right, give me Pittsburgh.
Everybody picked Pittsburgh except me. I'm going with the Cincinnati Bengals.
Well, that's out on a limb.
Yeah, man. Oh, you thought I was playing? I'm definitely going with the Bengals.
I knew what he was going for. He wasn't playing, yeah, but that's definitely.
You might as well go for the Vikings also.
No, I can't.
I'm really thinking about changing that pick.
No, I can't do it. I gotta hope that the Bears will do it. The Bears.
I couldn't live with myself as an Eagles fan and pick.
If I was actually betting on that game, I probably would go with Minnesota. Unless you know that now. But me just doing picks, I'm going with the Bears.
Yeah, that's a different scenario. Yeah, but yeah, I would stay away from the game if I was betting. That's me as an Eagles fan, but I understand your line of thinking, definitely. So
that's the Broad Street 4 for 4 pick 6.
Hey fellas, man, as y'all know, man, I'm getting old, man. Social Security's right around the corner, man. I can't remember what we're doing next after this. Oh, man.
Top 5 most hated sportscasters, announcer, analysts. It doesn't mean TV and radio.
The whole shebang. Just wrap them all up into one, and that's what we going with.
A good topic.
Top 5.
This is kind of impromptu. You guys came up with this right before the show, right?
Yeah, yeah. Just some guys I just don't care for. I don't want to hear their commentary, their opinions. Basically, can shove it. So that was the rationale for this choice of top 5.
Yeah, especially Chris Collinsworth. I wish I could call you by the name that I always call you when I'm watching it. You're Chris Collinsworth. I changed Collin, which rhymes with blunt, but I'm not going to say it because that's inappropriate, and it could be kids listening. And can I start the top 5 off, please?
Yes, I thought that's what you were doing.
Oh, okay, good. Well, yeah, he's number 1. Okay. Number 1, Chris Collinsworth. I do not like you. I don't like the sound of your voice, and I wish I could just mute you because I love Al Michaels. I don't want to hear you talk about Tom Brady even when he's not playing the game. I was so tired of hearing him say, "Oh man, Tom Brady is just the greatest quarterback." I just feel like he's just the biggest fan. Again, I have to be very cautious to how I speak because I don't want to be inappropriate and vulgar. But yeah, so he's number 1. Number 2 would be, let me check my list here because I did write it down. Joe Buck, I think he's very intelligent. He's very articulate. I like his voice. Unfortunately, I don't like what he says. He's very opinionated. He likes. I believe he's a play-by-play analyst. I would like for him to stick to being a play-by-play. I feel like sometimes he tries to be a color analyst at the same time, and he just needs to know his place. Play-by-play. That's why I like Al Michaels. Al Michaels is like in Pat Summerall. They were always like some of my favorite play-by-play analysts. But yeah, Joe Buck number 2, Howard Eskin, radio number 3. I hate the fact that he always hangs up on people. He barely lets people finish their thought. That's why a lot of the fans or a lot of people that listen to a show call in, and for one of the first things they do is just get very aggressive with them. I remember I used to listen to him and on my way home from work, and I just used to frustrate me. Like, why do people call in just to get banged on? And then once they get banged on, he goes on and talks about how much they don't know, then how stupid that person is, and I hated that. So that's what 3, 4 would be Jason Witten. He really rubbed me the wrong way when one of the games that just happened recently where he kept talking about all the bad things about Philadelphia. They always like to go to and they threw snowballs at Santa Claus, and they you know what? If that's what you want to keep going to, fine. They booed Santa Claus. I'm straight. And it's always that thing they want to go. They booed when Michael Irvin got hurt or whatever the case may be. I think I might have brought that up, but I do know I wasn't a fan of Jason Witten's performance. Then this got tough. This is kind of tossed up between Kenny Smith and I might need help with this one, Rome. Ala Labdunabi, the color analyst for the Sixers.
Ala Abdunabi.
Yeah, thank you very much. More so, I'm gonna lean more towards Kenny Smith though, because again, Rome and I talked about this right before the podcast started, and how I just not a fan of Kenny Smith specifically during the NBA All-Star weekend when he is judging the dunks. And he's got a comment about everything. He wants to name the dunks. He wants to give every dunk a 9 or a 10, and then or if not, when it's a really really good dunk, he wants to be the one that's like, oh well, I seen Vince Carter do something better. I remember Vince Carter did this. Or I just was never a fan of the way I feel like he wants to still act like he's like in his 20s or early 30s when he just needs to act like a grown man. I just feel like I'm cool. Sometimes I feel like he still thinks he's from Marcy Projects or something like, and he makes these comments. I'm like, Kenny Smith, calm down. Like, he's my least favorite out of like Shaq, Charles Barkley, and Ernie Johnson. I love the dynamic between Shaq and Charles Barkley. Absolutely love it. And I feel like I would not be upset if somehow Kenny Smith got released from his contract and was no longer on inside the NBA. So that's my top 5: Collinsworth, Buck, Eskin, Witten, and Smith.
Good list.
Yeah.
Hell of a list.
Great list. Bro, JD, what you got, man?
All right. Number 5. This is a curveball for y'all. Tommy Heinsohn.
Who is that?
The guy, the analyst for the Celtics games.
Whoa. How do you got NBA League Pass.
Yeah, and when you watching it and they give you the Celtics play-by-play, and you got to listen to this guy, it's just horrible. Just Google the guy, and then you'll understand why. He's like one of the most irritating
exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to do it.
And he's always making Larry Bird references and stuff like that. Tommy Heinsohn. He used to play for the Celtics also.
Gotcha.
Yeah, number 5. Nice little curveball in there.
Yeah.
Number 4, Bob Costas. Never liked him. I'm not going to go deep into it because I know you guys.
Yeah, man. We'll fight you on that. Bob is the man.
I don't care for Costas. Never have. Never will.
I thought Costas was a pretty likable guy, but that's good stuff. I like it.
Number 3, Witten. He just got the job by default, probably because Jerry Jones runs the league. Threw him a bone, got him in there. All of a sudden, this guy's out there doing games. He probably didn't even interview for it. You know how it goes.
He obviously didn't with the way he announces it. I mean, so I like the Jerry Jones theory. So
number 2, I gotta go with Stephen A. Man. My personal opinion, I don't like the big words he's always trying to throw around. I personally don't think he knows any other sport besides basketball, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Do you remember when they tried to make the guy where he went to like CNN and he was trying to be a political analyst? Yeah, he left ESPN and then he went to like CNN. That didn't last long.
Really?
Yeah.
I gotta look into that.
Yeah, look into that one, man.
Yeah, because I watch CNN almost every night. So I'm a big Don Lemon fan. So that's That's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was on CNN for a while. But I mean, isn't he like originally from New York? Because I remember he wrote for Philadelphia.
Maybe he went to MSNBC. He went to one of the two.
Because I know he wrote for Philadelphia for a while, either the Enquirer or the Metro.
It was in Daily News.
The Daily News? Okay, one of those.
Because him and Iverson always had that like love-hate relationship. And I know Iverson wasn't talking to him for like 2-3 years or something. For some articles he wrote about AI. Yeah,
it was about his alcohol, like saying that like his last season with this, when he came back to the Sixers, the reason why he had that early exit was because of alcoholism. And I think he was wasn't he behind that? Like, maybe that was it something to do with that?
I believe so, but I think it was always like something. Even when AI was in his prime and everything, I think they had some stuff. It was always something going back and forth between the two.
Gotcha.
And then number 1 is Joe Buck. I wish they would just pull that guy from NFL games. just let him do baseball. Let him do the World Series. I don't care for him to do that either, but...
Remember how he had to let us know how much he was disgusted by what Randy Moss did?
That's the stuff I don't like. When you throwing your opinions in there, that was it, man. I believe it was the Randy Moss thing. Remember when he did the fake moon thing to the Packer crowd? That's what you talk about, right?
That's exactly what I'm talking
about. That's what I just dislike Joe Buck from there on out.
I felt like he was dwelling on that for like 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, man.
Dude.
Like, who do you think you are?
Right. This is the problem. Joe Buck thinks he runs the show. He it's Fox. He does the World Series. This guy think he's bigger than the game. You know what I mean? This guy makes all kind of references. Right. You know what I mean?
And his father was an announcer too, so he feels like he's entitled.
He critiqued everything. You know what I mean? I don't know what he was doing on that play. Like, as if he never played the game. Like, when was the last time you were on the NFL field? Like,
about that.
This guy thinks he's bigger than the game, and it's because he jumps right from the World Series right back into the NFL. He probably gets paid buku dollars. He thinks he's bigger than the game itself. He disgusts me, but
he said he disgusts me.
He really does.
All right, that's my list. You can. Well, I clearly know he's on yours, but go
right ahead. On Chris's list. Ain't no doubt about it.
I'm gonna follow JD's pattern. I'm gonna start 5-1. I'm late. You guys gotta forgive me because we had some technical difficulties. This is kind of an impromptu thing. And again, fellas, you guys, I don't know if you collectively came up with this. Whoever, great top 5, man.
This is Rome. Yeah, I think credit goes to Rome on this.
Okay, good. That's about 2-3 weeks in a row. Rome been on his A job, man. He might we might have to make an executive decision, and Rome might have to take that aspect of the business over, man.
Yeah, I like that. I think that's a good idea.
That might be his segment, man. So, but yeah, number 5, man. I'm just collectively. I'm not going to isolate anyone. I'm just going with the entire Monday night NFL team.
Good call. Good call.
I'm not going to isolate anybody.
That could be a top 5 right there. Isn't about 5 of them on there?
Yeah. Between Booger, Joe Tessitore, and Witten. I mean, I at least Witten's played the game, but I mean, forget about it. He's horrible. But I mean, I can see it. Bringing Joe Tessitore in. I mean, this guy gets excited when somebody runs for 2 yards. He acts like that. Let's get a run for the 3-yard run. You said, "Yo, calm down." I'm used to him being in boxing next to Teddy Atlas. That's why he's good at. Like, bad move on NFL. I think they went astray. Gruden left. They didn't know what to do. Again, Rome made a good point. Jerry Jones runs the league. Probably, so putting those guys together wasn't a great idea. So, number 4. I feel ambivalent about this, but you guys already mentioned. I'm gonna go Stephen A. Smith. I like him and I want to like him, but he can really irritate me, man. When he gets to throwing around 50 million words to say one thing, I get it. You went to college, you're educated. I get it. Yeah, when he starts that, when he arches that eyebrow,
the eyebrow,
and drops his head down as if he just laid down the biggest, the most major argument point or something, and and he also sometimes doesn't. Who's the guy he does the show with now? The guy from boxing.
Max Kellerman.
Max Kellerman. If it wasn't for Max Kellerman being tempered, because I mean, he just brodies and tries to dominate too much sometimes, and, instead of deferring and conceding, but. He can really irritate me at points, but I do have moments where I agree with what he says and stuff. I think and Rome did mention that he feels as though NBA is the strongest suit, and I think that's true too. So he'll make some valid points at times, but yeah, I'm a little ambivalent with that, but I'll go Stephen A. Where am I at? Number 3.
Yeah.
Hey fellas, you got to bear with me because I really don't have 5. So let's say I skip my 3. I have somebody I might say I'm gonna skip my 3 for now and go right to 2. This guy could easily be my number 1, but Howard Eskin, if you forget about it, this guy shouldn't even be allowed to do Philly sports. I don't know where he's from. He's not from Philadelphia. Maybe he's from the Philadelphia area. JD, any of you guys?
Nah, I don't know where he's from, but I doubt he was from the city.
I almost bet a dollar to a donut he isn't. This guy, I mean, when we're winning,
probably from Bucks County or something.
Probably something if he's that close. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised if he was from Texas somewhere. You know what I mean? Texas. Yeah, you know what I mean? So Texas. But no disrespect to my Texans. Forgive me, but nothing. But Howard Eskin, man, he's always got something. Now he's the pessimist. He's always a pessimist.
Very, very much so.
Heck yeah, he always has something negative to say. We could be winning by 50, and he's got to find something negative to say. So, and number 1, we talk about him, Joe Buck. I mean, this guy, I think I think I spoke about him before. So Joe Buck's my number 1. I missed the number 3 spot, fellas. That's 4. I can only give you 4 now, fellas. Just work with me.
Well, let me jump in on that Max Kellerman. Fun fact? Did you know Max Kellerman was a part of a rap group with his brother back in '94? They called Max and Sam, and they were actually signed to Columbia Records, and at the time, same label that Nas was on, and they actually had a song called "Young Man Rumble," and it's not bad. Like for the actually, if you listen to it. It's a pretty good song, and it's because they were all about boxing. That's why Max Kellerman is doing this thing with boxing now. But yeah, their whole rap was about like their love for boxing and them being boxers. But it was pretty impressive. Not for the time, it's very dated. Like if you listen to it now, it's kind of like But for the time, you could see it wasn't a bad song, and I like how it's true to the hip hop culture. It wasn't they weren't trying to take it, you know what I mean? They were trying to add to it. You can tell, you know what I'm saying, when you listen to some MCs, that are not African American, you wonder about them. But when you look at, as opposed to Eminem, and you look at the Eminem as official, you know what I'm saying? But comparison to Vanilla Ice, that's the point I'm trying to make. Max and Sam, I would put in the category with Eminem. No disrespect to Vanilla Ice, because don't get me wrong, Ice Ice Baby was a classic. But you know the point I'm trying to make. Like a lot of MCs didn't really like Vanilla Ice. They put him in the same category with MC Hammer. You feel me? Like that pop. So, but anyway, his brother got murdered by James Butler. So that ended their group, Max and Sam. His brother got murdered James Butler was a boxer, and it's unfortunate. So that's a sad situation. Being a rap group with your brother, making it big, and then your brother get murdered. So let's figure out did y'all know that, or y'all?
No, that's a fun fact. I didn't know that, and I'm a Max Kellerman fan, and it also plays into my top 5. I'm glad you said it. What's the guy from boxing that always gets into that.
Oh, Larry Merchant. Larry Merchant. Damn it. He might be my number one when he was up in there, man. He might have been worse than Buck.
He might be worse than Buck.
Yeah, you right about that.
I only said 3 because I was missing my 3 spot. But yeah, Larry Merchant definitely goes.
Remember you got into that argument with Floyd Mayweather and he said, if I was younger, I would kick your butt.
Yeah. Remember, it was like after every Hopkins fight, he would just go in the ring and just mess with Hopkins. He just starting stuff with everybody, man.
Antagonistic. He's always antagonistic. He's always picking, poking, and prying, at the victor. You know what I mean? At the victor. So, I can't stand Larry Merchant. And he probably would have made.
I like when Mayweather called him out on it.
He definitely did.
That was long overdue.
He said the wrong thing. Yeah, he said the right thing. Floyd Mayweather did, and he did it the right way. So Larry Merchant makes mine, and I got to give Wood credit because when you mentioned boxing, again, you guys were up on this topic a little before me. So yeah, Larry Merchant definitely makes my top 5. So I guess that's kind of by default because I didn't have a 4 or 5. So
real quick, I'm gonna throw something out before because I know we're getting near the end of the show. Just throwing out, since this is going to be the last episode of 2018, any New Year's resolutions?
Not for me.
Really speaking from the heart, man, I just want to be a better person than I was in 2018. That's all. I want to be a better version of myself. That's it. In all facets of life. So that's it.
Well, I got 2. My usual. Eat better, exercise more. That's always my usual. And but my new one, and then I've said this a few times. My wife will know, but you guys don't. I'm going to limit my profanity. I want to go into 2019, and I'm going to try to lay the law down in my house, like no cursing. I want to set a good example for the kids. I want my kids to, as they get older, to know, like, Dad, I never heard my dad curse before, But being around my homeboys and, I let loose like a sailor. But when I'm in the house, I try to monitor the F-bombs, the S, all the usual profanities. So that's my goal. That's my New Year's resolution for 2019 is to just put a smack down on my use of profanity. So
that's pretty cool, Wood. You know what you could do? You can make a profanity jar. Every time you drop something, you gotta drop $1 in there or something like that. Yeah. Pocket is short, man.
That's a good one. That's definitely a good idea. And also by the end of the month, might have a couple of dollars or something.
Right. I tried to do that with my texting and limit profanity in my texting. I don't know if any of you guys ever noticed it.
I used to always mess with you about that.
Yeah. Well, you used to mess with me about that. So that's just in my texting, but just because I check.
It's good though. It's good. I think that's good. I just was always messing with you.
Yeah, that has something to do with writing though. But yeah, when I gotta let it loose out my mouth, they coming out my mouth. I'm like, unless it's kids around and it's not the right atmosphere. But no, I'm letting it go.
I already got my daughter, man. She's 6 years. Well, she's gonna be 6 on Saturday, and she's already like, we listen to music in the car. I always make sure the rap music is edited. But she still knows. She's like, ooh, I know what they were going to say. And I'm like, oh, man.
These kids are so fast now, man. I mean, a 5-year-old is 6. How old will she be? 6?
She'll be 6 Saturday, yeah.
Oh, wow, man. I remember Alio was born, man.
Yeah, you came to visit, like, the first month she was on this earth.
Yeah, I still have a picture. Yeah. I appreciate the invite. I still have a picture of when Giovanna sent me a picture of when Alia had the dress on, and I had screenshot it. I had got some pictures printed from my phone, and that was in there. So I just saw a picture of her in the dress with the little bow.
Mm-hmm.
You know what
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that was nice that you got that for her.
Oh yeah. She was sending me that because that was the dress.
You bought it. Yeah, you bought it as a gift.
Yeah. My sister.
I said, what word? I was like, you're not gonna get in trouble. What word you think they're gonna say? She's like, the F word. Oh, I was like, I turned that off immediately.
No, I forgot my whole point, but these kids, a 6-year-old is like a 11-year-old nowadays. Yep. These kids are advanced, man. 11-year-old is like a 16-year-old now, man. These kids
and let me tell you how bad my 2-year-old is. So Chase, we're playing video games, Super Mario Brothers, and his Super Mario falls into the bottomless pit, and Chase says, "God damn it!" I said, "What?" I was like, "What you say?" He looked at me. He started laughing. And I was like, "Oh man!" I knew he got that from me. And I tried to say GOT. I tried to say got.
Right. But he doesn't.
I don't want to be because I don't want to be blasphemous. But no, he says GOD, man. He said
you gotta go to Garsh. I
was like, I gotta tighten this up. I gotta tighten this up.
You gotta go to Gosh darn it.
Right. Or G Golly Willikers. Right.
Because when it comes to that, I don't say Jesus Christ. I say cheese and rice. You know?
Right. That's good. Okay, yeah, I don't want them to be disrespectful. You know, they're Muslim. You know, they're being raised respectfully and right. But I got to set a better example. I got this kid saying, "God damn it," you know what I'm saying? And he knows when to say it. Like when he get mad. Like, you know, I was like, "Oh man, he said it the right way and everything." Like, you're not supposed to. No, don't. I was like, "Chase, don't say that. That's a bad word." And he's sitting there looking at me and smiling.
Boy, you got angels for kids, but when you started, I thought of Robin Harrison, like you got baby kids. He said, "Let me tell you about my 2-year-old." Think of Robin Williams. Yeah. You got some great kids. That's funny. That's good stuff right there. JD, you say you ain't got no New Year resolutions, right?
Nah, man.
Yeah, you don't get all that, right, JD?
Nah.
I don't get into all that, but you know what? I do this year. I just want to be a little bit better version of myself, man, off this life, man. Not to make it too deep or philosophical or anything like that.
That's good.
You know, but I really, you know what I mean, man. I was around my family this holidays, man. I'm blessed with such a great family, man. I want to start giving everybody a better version of Chris Colazzo. So that's hopefully I can do that. You know what I mean? So
I like it. Well said. Well said, my brother.
No doubt. Are we wrapping it up, fellas?
Yeah, I think that's a wrap for 2019.
Oh man, how about that, man? It's too final show in 2019.
Oh no, 2018. Sorry, 2018.
2018. You're right.
My bad. I threw you off.
Hey, you threw me off. Real quick, you guys got any last things y'all want to?
Sixers up 15.
Sixers up 15. Okay.
Yeah.
The Flyers are doing some, but they're not doing too great. But what were you about to say, JD?
That's it. Sixers up 15. They playing Utah.
Okay, good stuff. I saw something online. It said, imagine we're all waiting on 2019, and all of a sudden, here comes 2018 S plus. I don't know. Pretty funny, you know. So, but that's a wrap, fellas.
And one last thing, I'm excited about the House of Representatives coming under Democratic rule in January. So I'll be looking forward to that. So we're gonna put some checks and balances up on our commander in chief, entertainer in chief, so to speak. But anyway, that's it. That's all. I'm not gonna be political.
Okay, cool. You know what, fellas? We're gonna put a little thought into our New Year's show because we could have went out with a bang, but you know what? We're gonna come in with the real bang for 2019 for Broad Street 444. We're gonna have a special show lined up for y'all, for all our listeners, for all our fans, and we want to thank y'all for supporting us. Thank y'all for listening. We're gonna continue to do our thing. Let's go Eagles. And we're going to wrap this thing up, man. It's another episode of Broad Street 444, man. On behalf of my man, Woody Wood, JD, I'm Chris Colazzo. We signing off. Remember, don't raise your voice. Improve your argument. We signing off.
Drop the beat.
Good stuff, fellas. Good show.
Yeah, as always.
No doubt. Yeah, you know what? I didn't even realize that, man. It would have been nice if we had like a real kind of bang John, but I think that was a good show, man. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do. Yeah, I like what you said. We'll do something big for 2019. We'll try to come up with some. Let's call it some fresh topics.
Yeah, some fresh topics, some things like that, and we could text each other through the feed and all that. I know you guys said you guys got to get up early and stuff like that. Yeah. Now I'm wide awake. I'm ready to go. I'm ready. I'm 45 minutes. I done took a nap. You know what I mean?
This is the bonus. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a bonus episode. Let's do it.
Right. So I'm ready to rock and roll, but yeah, we try to come up with some. I had a few topics that I wanted to run by y'all and stuff like that, but right now I ain't gonna get into it, you guys.
So. Yeah, I gotta get up early. I gotta be at work at 8:30. 8:30.
Yeah, no doubt. Good stuff.
Go early for the holiday. So, real quick, before y'all go, Rome kind of told me that, I guess Rome could wrap up, but he told me he was doing. What are you doing for me?
I don't have no plans. Well, you know what? I'm a born New Year's guy. I understand the house, when they do the marathon.
Yeah, you got to say, those are the Twilight Zone marathon.